Our next guest is former Navy SEAL, lawyer, and advocate for veterans and free speech, Bill Brown. Bill, you're just the man for the hour. Your initial reaction to this video and the announcement from DOW. Can they court-martial Mark Kelly? Mike?
The answer, number one, is my initial reaction is I'm extremely concerned. It looks like the Democratic Party is trying to define what lawful orders are. That's why they're not stating what an unlawful order is. And how they define what a lawful order is? By what the New York Times tells you. Now, I work at Potlical Law Group, and we're the premier law firm for American warfighters. And the last thing I want to do is see liberal Democratic congressmen set up honorable servicemen members to get themselves in trouble. That's what they're looking for. They want to soup up service members to be undisciplined, to have bad morale, and disobey lawful orders to ruin their careers so they can get a news presentation. That's not the right way. Now, your second question regarding whether there's legal authority to move forward with the court-martial under Senator Kelly, and the answer is yes. And here's the reason why. Because he still has a military ID. He also still collecting a paycheck. And under 18 U.S.C. 2387, it prohibits actions intended to interfere with loyalty, morale, and good order and discipline in the armed forces. Absolutely. The congressman's viral video absolutely does that. Also, under the UMCJ Article 134, it criminalizes conduct that is prejudicial to good order and discipline. That's absolutely what the congressman's viral statement said, the senator's statement, viral video did. And what am I really concerned about? I'm really concerned about what this is going to do for beautiful Americans who serve in the military that love our country. All right. I don't want them to get themselves in trouble and to get played by liberal congressmen that want to use them.
The other members of Congress that put this whole seditious six so-called video together, there were other members of, of former military in there, U.S. Air Force and others. Wouldn't this apply to them as well?
Not necessarily, because they're not still in the military per se. They're not receiving a paycheck. They can't be called back. That's the difference between Senator Kelly. The distinction is he can be called back. He's reserved. He's still collecting a paycheck. He still has a military ID. There's a distinction there. What's happening here is it's a precedence for disloyalty within the military and unrest. And it absolutely attacks good morale and discipline in the military. It's really a disgrace to see the political zeal go to this level of extremity. And now here's what I think the primary purpose is. The primary purpose is that the president absolutely has the ability. There's been a long history of doing counter-narcotic activities in South America. Look what happened in Panama. We removed the dictator, General Noriega there. I'm a SEAL. SEALs and Green Berets have been conducting counter-drug activities in South America for a very long time. So the president absolutely has case precedence in this. Also, if you look at the civil unrest and you look at the use of the National Guard, the president absolutely has the authority and the direction to protect American citizens. And the truth is, that's the primary purpose of the National Guard. So this is what I'm really concerned about. I'm concerned about these beautiful young men and women who put their lives on the country, and now they're going to be put themselves in some difficult situations. And the one thing you want to have reassured of is that your leaders support you. And here what's happening is they're causing confusion within the ranks on purpose. And what they want to hope is that if there's some type of riot, and unfortunately either state or the mayors decide they don't have the ability or they're unwilling to protect their citizens, like in Chicago where you had over 600 people murdered last year, and then you have to deploy the National Guard to protect Americans, what's going to happen? Well, now you're going to have some young men and women that might question these orders. And in the circumstances in the military, to be successful, you need two things. You need the technical advantage and you need discipline. And if you don't have discipline, you won't be successful. That's why I'm concerned, because this attacks the discipline within the ranks.
The big concern about this video is, they did not outright say this was about Venezuela. The problem was it was so broad that it really is going to have the effect of sowing seeds of doubt in just about every action a military or intelligence member would carry out. And so the broadness of the video is what was at issue. And when members of the press, to their credit, would press these lawmakers on what illegal orders are you referring to exactly, their responses were not very specific, and they did admit, many of them, that they're not aware of any illegal orders that have been issued yet. It's just the threat of it. Well, we'll keep watching to see how they explain all this away, but it's very concerning to say the least. Thank you so much for giving us some of that context. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.